Hello everyone, how are we doing? Right, today we're going to explore another canned food. Well, actually we've done this before. We've got the good old faithful tin spud again. I did a video a few months ago now where we sort of made like a sort of potato hash thing. So I'm going back to them again today. We're going to make something delicious because love or hate them, they're cheap. I mean, that tin was freaking 38p. Because as I pointed out last time, yes, like fresh potatoes are cheaper in the long run, you know, cost per kilogram. But if you haven't got £2 to spend on a bag of spud, you're going to go for these, aren't you? 38p, you've got enough there for a meal. So we're going to knock up some Bombay potatoes using these canned spuds. I have done this recipe before on the channel many years ago. And for the OGs out there will remember when I used to be called Adam's Eats instead of just Adam Garrett. But I've stripped it down, made it simpler. There's less ingredients in there, but it's still going to be damn tasty. And it could be served up as a side dish, or you could turn it into a main by, you know, having some like naan or some roti with it. But crucially, it's tasty and it's damn cheap. But before we dive into it, do the usual thing. Like, share, subscribe. Get my words out. Like, share, subscribe. It helps me grow and it helps get recipes out there for other people as well. Particularly right now when we're all broke as shit. These recipes are going to help you save money. That's what it's all about at the minute. So let's get on with it. We'll have a quick look at the ingredients and then we've got a bit of prep to do. Not much, just a little bit. And as always, all the ingredients will be listed below the video, in the video description. They'll also pop up on the screen now as well, so if you want to, I don't know, take a screenshot or something, you can do that. But there is very little to this. Obviously we've got our spuds, a couple of large tomatoes, got some GGP as well. I'm using jarred, you can use fresh. I've said multiple times how to make it. It's just equal quantities of minced garlic and ginger, a little touch of water to make it into a paste, fresh ginger garlic paste. Green chilli for a bit of kick. Half a large red onion, or just use one small. Fresh coriander, just like, I don't know what to tell you. Like that much, a bunch. Also going to use a bit of oil, a bit of salt, and crucially we've got our spices. Again, the amounts will be listed below, but I've got some ground coriander, turmeric, cumin seeds, a bit of garam masala, and I'm using some black mustard seeds. If you haven't got those, you don't need to go out and buy them. This recipe does work without them, but we've got a minimal amount of prep to do. Take the tomatoes, give them a quick rinse, take out the little centre core piece, and then just chop those into rough chunks really. You don't need to be too fussy with it. The red onion I'll just peel and slice into little slices. Again, you don't need to be too fussy. The green chilli I'm going to chop up, and the coriander, also known as cilantro, I'm going to take off the stalks and I'm going to chop them nice and finely, and then finally chop the leaves separately, because I'm going to add the stalks as it's cooking, and then the leaves at the end, because the stalks have got a lot of flavour, don't waste them. And the spuds, all I do with those is just open the tin, drain off the water, they're ready to go. And that's all your prep done, that's all you need to do. It's very minimal, no fuss. So we're ready to make the Bombay potatoes. So now I've got my pan here with a lid. We'll take that off for a second. And I'm gonna get the hob onto a medium-ish heat. I reckon I'm gonna go for something like a 3. And then straight into the pan with some veg oil. Is that veg oil? Yeah. You want a couple of tablespoons. You can use ghee. If you've got that, then great. Ghee is fantastic, but it is expensive. So if you haven't got that, don't worry. Plain or veg oil or sunflower will suffice. As the oil is heating up, we'll go in with the onions. There we go. Just cook those onions out for about 5 or 10 minutes. You want a little bit of colour on there. I find with like Indian dishes, you just want a little bit of colour on the onions. I don't know, it just works. I'm sure there's like science to that, but yeah, it works with the spices really well. So 5-10 minutes, a little bit of colour, so they go nice and soft as well. Golden. Next, I'm going to go in with the chilli and the coriander stalks, and also the ginger garlic paste as well. Mix that all around. Oh my God, seeds are popping everywhere. But I've got chilli seeds flying everywhere. Oh my God. What are you doing? Don't think that's supposed to happen. Maybe add the chilli like later on. But yeah, give it like 30 seconds or so. Just take out that rawness of the garlic. Jeez. Oh dear. If you're leaving the seeds in, probably like put it in with the tomatoes and everything so they don't pop everywhere. Right. We're just gonna have to go with it. Next, in with the spices. And we need to cook the spices out. The reason you cook the spices out is because it sort of wakes them up. Activates the flavour, I guess. But there's a fine line between toasting the spices than to being burnt. So just watch it. Because if they burn, you know, it's all sort of game over. Just until they start to smell fragrant, then you know they're ready.
I forgot to film the part where I added the tomatoes. That is, because I was distracted by my own stupidity. So yeah, add them now.
Then what I'm going to do is stick the lid on and let it simmer gently for like 10, maybe 15 minutes, just so the tomatoes have broken down and gone nice and soft. You want the sauce kind of dry, you don't want it like too wet, but if it's too dry for you, you can add like a little splash of water as well. And yeah, I'm going to have a clean up because I've got flipping chilli seeds and chilli juice all over the bleeding kitchen. That is smelling and looking fabulous. Tomatoes have started to break down. They're sort of going semi-soft now. So I'm going to launch in our spuds. In they go. Bosh. And then just move those around, coat them in that wonderful, delicious masala. Add a dash of salt. Pop the lid back on. And give them another 5 or 10 minutes, gently simmering. Just turn them every now and again, keep them evenly coated. And then we're almost there.
One long, angry line later.
Right, let's take the lid off then, let's have a look. I think we're almost there. So I'm going to finish this off with some of our coriander. I'm going to leave a little bit back for garnish, but obviously you can just chuck it all in, however you like. And that is done, boys and girls. Now, in reality, you're just going to slop that on a plate, eat it as is, maybe with a bit of bread. But I'm just going to pop this into a little bolty dish, just to make it fancy for the thumbnail. And a little tip for you as well, with spicy curries, like creamy based curries, like butter chicken, just top it with a little bit of chopped red onion. That little bit of acidity, that bit of sweetness, just really kind of balances things out. Top tip. And that, boys and girls, is our quick, simple, cheap Bombay potatoes. Excuse you. Made with a 38p tin of spuds, a few spices, tomatoes, bit of onion, bit of garlic, bit of ginger. Good. And like I said before, you can have it as a side dish, or you know, you can make it into a main meal. Maybe with a bit of veg on the side, some roti, naan. You know, that's going to make a substantial meal, and it's going to feed your belly, it's going to make you happy, and hopefully take a little bit of pressure off this cost of living. But if you enjoyed this recipe, stick a like on it, share it to your friends and family, and again, I keep saying it in every video, share it to the people that are in need, the vulnerable people that haven't got money, that are really struggling, because stuff like this, they're really going to benefit from. But I'm going to shoot off, I'll leave you guys to it till next time. Thanks again for watching, really do appreciate it, and I'll see your gorgeous faces in the next video. Ta-ra for now. This is fit.